Here we go. I have no idea what happened. For some reason, my microphone stopped working. Right, let's put the gain back to normal on the microphone. Right, so we should be good to go. Hold on, let me just make sure we are actually live. My channel, are we live? Are we live? I assume we are. Yep. Okay, cool. Hi everyone, we're back live streaming. So, back live streaming here in Train Sim World 6. It's been a while since we've managed to get onto a live stream. Been a while since we've been playing, to be fair, but I thought today we'd check out some Great Western Express and also East Coastway on the remasters. See what that's all about. I'm assuming we want this timetable. Yep, this. Yep, definitely this one. Let's do a bit of a high-speed train. Do this variant. I don't want one too early in the morning, so we'll do an express run down the line to start off with. And then once we've done a run on this, we'll go to the East Coastway. Find a service. 9 o'clock, London Paddington to Cardiff. I'd rather do the other way. Plymouth to London Paddington, this sounds right. This will be the one. Normally I wouldn't play with dynamic weather, I'm not a big fan of it, but for the sake of live streaming, we'll keep the dynamic weather on and just see what happens. I am going to change it, though, to be light rain to start off with. Get a bit of variety in terms of the service. Also, it's a bit stormy around the UK today. We've got that big storm coming in, so makes sense to have not so much perfect weather. You also get to see if I remember how to drive a high-speed train. Oh, definitely see the rain coming down. Right, where are we looking? We want to get our master key on. Press the neutral. AWS. DWS. Sorted. Get the doors open. Day marker headlights. Where are our window wipers? What's this? The window wipers on. And we're probably all set up ready to go on our way to London. Take a little look outside the train as we're departing. And for the remaster, it's been a long time since I've been on the Great Western Express, but from what I've seen of this remaster, they've done a really, really good job with it. And it actually kind of makes me want to play it a little bit more. I mean, just look how busy Reading is here. Yeah, we got the 165s and other high-speed trains coming through across country, so there's clearly a lot more going on than the original timetable. Frames could be a little bit better, but they're holding around the 30 frames per second. It is having to deal with a lot of AI traffic at the moment, a lot of moving parts, and also video encoding and streaming. So we are asking quite a bit from the machine to be video encoding and doing it. I did do a run yesterday, and it seems smooth enough. Right, we can get the doors locked. Brakes can come off. Let's give us some throttle. Hear that diesel engine kick in. Oh, I just realised we need to set the reverser forward. Helps if I put the reverser in. And we're moving. Forgot we were in neutral there, so it looks like we are just running straight through to London Paddington today. Wasn't sure whether we'd end up stopping at Slough or anything like that. But straight direct run. Should take about half an hour to get through. And already, I'm not sure if you can see it on the stream, but already the frame rates are improving just as soon as we start rolling out Reading. I think they've done a really, I've only done one service last night on this when I was playing on my own, not streaming anything, but I think from what I've seen, that was a 165 service. From what I've seen, I'm very impressed with the work they've put onto this remaster. The East Coastway remaster I've not even looked at, so that'll be very much of a first impression when we get there, which we'll be doing after we finish the service. Oh, we can go to 60, so let's keep the speed on. If you are watching today, I just want to say thank you all for watching and joining. I hope you do enjoy the stream. Been a long time since I've been streaming, but it's something I'm going to be looking forward to. I'm looking forward very much to doing a lot more in the coming weeks and months. My usual streaming spot was Sunday morning, early Sunday coffee morning, so normally you start around 10 and run for 2.5 hours, depending on what route we're doing. And that's going to be the plan tomorrow as well, so I think tomorrow we're looking at streaming Medway Valley. Because the Medway Valley is a fantastic route. I've been doing a lot of content on that. We've got a few gameplay videos on the channel if you want to go check them out. We also have a Class 90 gameplay video as well that's come out in the last week. So we are ramping up the content. Feels good to be back after having a little bit of a break from YouTube, just when, you know, life and stuff have just got in the way. Currently, we are just cruising along at nearly 80 miles an hour. Forget how compared to like the electrics, it's a lot slower the acceleration to get up to top speed is on one of these old diesels. Seems like we're getting the sun coming out as well. Outside as it goes streaming through the countryside on our journey towards London. There's some of our doors still open at the back. I don't know why it looks like some of our doors are open at the back there. It's like clearly a little bit of a bug where all the doors are closed. I hope anyone in them cabins and them carriages at the back are enjoying the little draft they're getting through the train. If that's the case. We will eventually hit top speed on this route unless we hit some signals, because but if it stays like a green run, it's just going to be a nice quick one to do. So yeah, as I was saying, I've done this will be my second little timetable run since the remaster came out. Mainly because I've had a break in playing. But they've done a really good job. I believe this is done by one person in the spare time as well, the remaster. They've done a really good job in bringing this route up to standard for Train Sim World and a Train Sim World 6 route. And I do hope they do go back and remaster some of the other older routes as well. What I really want to see done is Tees Valley, which I actually picked up recently on a sale. Been meaning to get Tees Valley for a long time. And Northern Transpennine. I kind of do hope that both of them get a remaster. I actually want Just Trains to be the one to do the remaster as well, because Just Trains seem to have the monopoly on that era of BR Blue, 80s, you know, era train simulation. So hopefully, if we do ever get a remaster of Northern Transpennine or Tees Valley, Just Trains are the ones given the task of remastering the route. And we know if they remaster them routes, they're going to be something special, because Just Trains has pretty much made their own niche there with Blackpool branches and the West Coast mainline, the two sections, because obviously we've got the other section coming out soon. So if I was to pick a developer to remaster them routes, it would definitely be Just Trains. And it kind of ties in with the other content as well that they're releasing for this game. The West Coast mainline itself has actually got quite a lot of content for it these days now. Obviously you've got the original West Coast mainline, London Euston to Milton Keynes route. You got the two Just Trains routes for the northern section. You got Birmingham through to Crewe, and soon enough, at some point this year, All Aboard Studios are going to be giving us the Trent Valley line, and that's going to run Crewe to Milton Keynes. So you'll at least be able, in the modern era, be able to run pretty much all the way full routes from Crewe down to London Euston and back, or freight services. And then soon enough, if you don't mind era swapping, you'll be able to run all the way up to Carlisle once Crewe to Preston comes out. And that pretty much gives a massive part of the West Coast mainline. The only bits we'll be missing then would be the northern sections up into Glasgow. So maybe we'll get a custom mod that updates the or All Aboard Studios decides to do the modern version of Crewe, Preston and Preston Carlisle. We'll be able to run like the full length of the West Coast Main Line on, like, taking the Advantage service all the way up line. That'd be really, really fun. Fun little run in train sim. That said, I do hope the East Coast Main Line gets some love as well, because with all the attention on the West Coast Main Line, the East Coast Main Line seems kind of forgotten. We have that one section, well, is it even the best section on the line between Peterborough and Doncaster? Where you have, what, 5 stops? You've got Grantham and Doncaster, obviously Peterborough and somewhere else. Well, it's not even the most exciting section for traffic. And that seems to be it for the East Coast Main Line, so I do hope at some point one of the developers, obviously Great Western and Great Western Express, we've got this section of the main line, and we've got the Riviera line section, both running to Paddington and all the way through to Plymouth. Slightly later timetable than this version, but still. But yeah, the Midland Main Line, again, there's not much Midland Main Line content. We've just got that one little section around Nottingham. So there's definitely other, and the Great Eastern Main Line, running from Liverpool Street up to like Ipswich and Norwich. That's not even in the game at all. It's actually probably one of my picks for the potential route British route they give us with Train Sim World 7. Great Eastern. Just because they have, you know, you have the flirt trains now that have never been in the game, so they could potentially sell that as a add-on. You know, as the DLC loco that goes with the route. Obviously, we've had the Pendolino, we've had the Voyager. I can't remember the class now, it's like 775 or something like that. But yeah, you have them trains. So they could definitely be one of the add-ons. You have potential for Felixstowe. If they include that branch to the port for freight operations. And you could even do freight, which isn't uncommon, down the main line to Stratford, taking the North London line from Stratford across through Camden, and then joining onto the West Coast Main Line to go north. The Class 90 service I did the other day in my gameplay video was actually one of them routes that was going from Felixstowe to, I think, Garston freight terminal. So it would have literally done that route where it's pretty much come down the main line, then took the North London line across the city to get to the West Coast Main Line, and then heading up north to Garston, which is somewhere near Liverpool. So yeah, there's certainly a chance for freight operations and route hopping with freight. If they do that and it's all connected from different versions. If they did that, I would probably go out and get the North London line as well. It's one of the routes that I don't currently own, but just for the ability to route hop freight across would be quite kind of nice. So that'd be something cool to see in game, but really the East Coast Main Line, going back to my original point, the East Coast Main Line seems pretty much neglected compared to all the content we have for the West Coast Main Line. Which is a shame, because I do like hopping in the 801, the Azuma. And they actually do have a nice livery, the Azumas, as well. Never ridden on one, but they look really nice to... although I assume it's not too dissimilar to riding on an 802. But... yeah, in terms of... I mean, the 802 and the 801 are from the same class of family, so I assume the experience isn't that much different. But, I don't know, there's just something about the... just something about the 801s that, and the Azuma train that just makes it fun. It looks nice to drive. It's got a really smart livery. So it's just a shame there's very little, well, practically only one place you can really use it. Use it realistically anyway, and that's nah. I have to say, this route feels so much more alive than the old timetable. We've seen high-speed trains, we've seen local stopping services, we saw a cross-country service. We've just had a Class 66 going up on the slow line. They've done a good job of making this feel lived in. I mean, when this came out, this was like the first route for Train Sim World, I want to say, or at least one of the first routes, first British route for Train Sim World. So obviously the content was always going to be limited on the timetable, just because things haven't been released yet. I mean, this must have been like 2018 when it was released. Why is the window wiper stopped? So yeah, obviously there wasn't the additional content that we have, say, in today's Train Sim World, where we've had, you know, years of add-on releases and local releases and DLC releases to really flesh out the route and give it that feel. So the timetable is one of my favourite things about the route. Kind of reminds me a bit when Birmingham Cross City. I had no idea why my window wiper stopped, by the way. It says we should be on. But yeah, it's just broke. It might be a train failure, but train failures should be turned off because I can't be bothered using them. Train failures, I'm not sure about other people, but for a core feature of the game, for Train Sim World 6, obviously the big core feature was the train failures. They just annoy me. I can't be bothered. I just turned them off completely in terms of the train failures and random events. Mainly because you'd run a service and you'd have jammed doors every single time. If they were an occasional thing, yeah, it'd be alright, but the fact is, pretty much every route you seem to run with train failures on, I always get jammed doors or, you know, stuff like that, so it's just I can't be bothered with them. They're way too frequent. It's a bit like the dynamic weather. That's a feature that they've never really got around to fixing. So we're only 4 miles away now from Paddington. So we will have to start bringing the speed down a little bit. You can see there's a 50 coming up as we're on the approach. let us slowly cruise down. It's probably the AWS warning there for the speed change, just alerting us to it. We're actually down quite early. We've still got basically till next signal before we need to get to 50, but we'll just kind of hold here. .50 marker will be in a moment anyway. But yeah, for the remastered version of this route, really, really good job. It feels now like it's a modern route now. If you go have a look at, as I said, some of the routes I mentioned before, Northern Transpennine, or in fact, after we've done a ride on the East Coastway, we might have a look at Tees Valley, because that's from the same era, and it really shows its age, which is a shame, really, because Tees Valley is a unique route. In terms of the services, very much focused on freight. But yeah, so it's something that does need updating. I know for a fact that as soon as we start doing the look at the East Coastway remaster, I know I'm going to be disappointed by it. I've seen some of the reaction to East Coastway and the East Coastway remaster, saying that compared to this, it's very much below standard, which, I mean, this is fantastic what they've managed to do here in terms of remastering this route. So I'm not surprised East Coastway isn't as good. We are going to be arriving into London Paddington a few minutes early. Rarity on the British Rails, I know. We're due in at 44. We're pretty much here now. Station just coming into view ahead of us. As we get to London Paddington, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's joined the stream so far and everyone who's watching. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure you click the little like button on there. Give us a heart emoji, let me know you're enjoying it. And obviously do subscribe as well, and hopefully I'll see you again for future live streams. Obviously we've got a lot more of this one to go.
London Paddington. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Try not to tell. When I was talking about features before, the one feature they did get right is the announcements. Random events might have been a horrible addition to Train Sim World, and as I said, I don't bother with them or turn them off, but the announcements and random announcements, that's a great addition to the game, just to add to the, feel of it. I know we could be at 25 here, I'm just crawling us into the station. At 15. See a very busy London Paddington as well. Pretty much all the services in all the platforms seem to be in use. It's an impressive station, Paddington, isn't it? Just with the arches and, you know. I said this, it was a route I never really played due to the age, but it's certainly got to be a route I'm going to be playing a lot more of these days. Now they've gave it this, you know, the upgrade and the touch-up. The end of the platform, and then we'll let the passengers out. Tiny bit of throttle just to get us right to the end. And here we are at London Paddington.
London Paddington only. Will passengers intending to travel on the service please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 4 for the 0944 Great Western Railway service to London Paddington, which is ready to leave. The train at platform...
I don't think the train needs to leave, we're already here. Obviously that announcement's a little bug there. But no, that was quite a nice little enjoyable ride. Relatively easy, green all the way. Is it going to make me wait till 44 when the service is due to end to end the scenario? Looks that way, isn't it? That's a bit of a shame that it's going to make me wait, but now we've done this route, we'll hop over to an East Coastway and do a run on the East Coastway. While we're waiting, though, if you're in chat, let me know. Have you tried out the East Coastway or the Great Western Express remasters? What are your thoughts on them? If you have, are you enjoying them? Enjoying them? Eventually, I'll learn how to speak as well and learn English. Oh, so it's saying lock doors now, so let's get the doors locked, and that should hopefully end the scenario. Yep. Platinum medal. Main menu. So for the East Coastway, I only have the original train with it. I know there was been a few little DLCs that have been released over time. There's a new pack that Rivet Games had just released. I don't have that or the original one. You can also tell I've not really done a lot on the route. Only 3 timetable services completed, but it's fine. We'll take the class 377-4 or 3 -2 or -4. Do the -2. Seaford to Brighton. Shall we do Seaford? Well, Brighton, Seaford. We'll start Seaford and go into Brighton, I think. So yeah, I know there's a few bits of DLC you can pick up for the East Coastway. There's the one with the new Class 7, 170, 171 Turbo Star. So Right, that's that one. We'll get the doors open. We'll set our lights up to day running. Tail lights can stay auto. Where's our safety systems here? DWS, AWS, vigilance. Safety systems on. One thing in both the remasters you can really tell is the updated lighting. If we have a look at, as I said, either Northern Transpennine or Tees Valley, once we're done with this service, you know, one thing you'll notice is the lighting is just, it's just dark. I think I just opened the other set doors then. That was the wrong button. Let's get both sets of doors closed and they'll put the reverser forward, give it some power and get moving. We don't appear to be moving. What's going on here? Why are we not moving? Did the brakes come off? Why are we not moving, chat? What's going on? Is the train bugged? Reverses forward. Hold on. Power handle off. Off. On. We just don't seem to have power. What's very confused. Master key's on. Brake hold. See, now it's looking like we got brakes on. I don't understand what's happening. Are the doors still unlocked? Is it the doors? Nope. We should have power. Everything's set up. Hold on. I'm going to restart the service. Restart. I don't understand what was happening there. I'm going to restart the service. Maybe I did something wrong. Right. Master key in. Neutral. Unlock doors. Headlights. We'll see if we get it moving this time. Give it another go, eh? I had that DRA or something turned on. But can't it? I don't know. Right. Why does this train not want to move? What's going on? Not emergency brake. Brakes are off. We've got power on. Doors are closed. Shoes down. Is it down? Clearly I'm doing something wrong with the setup of this train, but I have no idea what. I'm very confused. I wonder if I don't turn the safety systems on, will it work? That's the only thing I can think of. Well, we'll get there eventually with this train. It should just set up though, I don't understand. Because it's essentially the same as, like, the Turbo Star, really. Not Turbo Star, the Electro Star. It essentially is an Electro Star. Yeah, for some reason it's just not moving, so... If we can't get this moving, we'll do something else. But no, I've driven this train before, though, so I'm not sure why it's not working. Why we're not moving anywhere. Unless it's something to do with the safety systems. Nope. Like, we just don't have power. Shoes down, we should have power. Tracks should be powered. Yep. Should be getting... I'm still very confused as to why I can't seem to get this train moving. Window speed, speed active. We've not even turned the safety systems on, so it shouldn't be that. Well, it should be moving. It don't seem to have power. I mean, the brakes are off. You can see the brake power pressure coming off. Anyone got any ideas how to get this thing started? I mean, it should be as simple as, I know we're in reverse at the moment, but setting the reverser to forward and then using the combined throttle and brake. I think I might have to look into this a little bit. Another time. Right, okay, so what we're going to do instead then, we're going to go back to main menu. And we're going to go back to Great Western Express. I'm not sure what's going on with that train as to why I can't seem to get it to move. It should be moving, unless I'm doing something completely wrong. I need main menu. Inadvertently loaded back in. That's fine. We'll go back to the Great Western Express. Get some more runs done on that. In that case, choose a route. Let's do a stopping service on the Great Western. Do the Class 166. We just drove to Paddington, so we'll go out the other way, I think. Do this version. Oxford to London sorry, we just did that one, didn't we? London Paddington to Oxford. Let's try and find one around. What time are we on now? About 3 o'clock. Let's find a 3 o'clock service. Ish. We're about 3:30, so it might be quicker just to do this on mouse. Oxford to London Paddington. I want to go out London Paddington to Bradbury. We'll do this service. Dynamic weather. We'll just do it like clouds on custom weather. So this will be about an hour in terms of the service today. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the Electro Star, because it shouldn't be a problem, but whatever. That's the key unlocked. Reverse and neutral. Get safety systems on here. Normal. AWS is back here somewhere, isn't it? Where is it? Alright, safety system should be set up. Get the doors unlocked. See if we have any better luck here. Get a light set up as well. Headlights day. To be fair, in terms of the 2 remasters, this is probably the better remaster anyway. Given the 2 choices. But we do have an hour journey ahead of us, so make sure you get yourself a nice drink, get yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. And as I'll say again, if you are enjoying today's stream, there is going to be more streams coming up. We're going to be streaming tomorrow morning. In fact, we generally start around 10 o'clock. Stream for roughly about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and tomorrow we're going to be looking at the Medway Valley line and doing some Medway Valley streaming. So we'll be doing a few services along there as well. So that'll be tomorrow morning. I'm going to go back to doing the usual Sunday streaming, which is what I was doing a while ago, and before life kind of got a little bit in the way, and I wasn't able to add content to the channel. We'll also be looking at reverse it forward. First stop, Ealing Broadway. Hey, see, I can drive a train and get a train moving. Yeah, this is... We do have a red light at the end of the platform though, don't we? Oh, got the green now. Probably just waiting for that other service to come in. But yeah, so we'll be doing the Sunday morning streams again, which was my usual streaming spot. Today though, I was didn't have anything to do this afternoon, so I was like, you know what, we'll hop on a stream on there. We also have a lot of gameplay videos on the channel as well, so we've got trying to release about 2 or 3 gameplay videos a week, along with the reviews. And then as soon as I can get back out there, probably towards the end of April, I'm going to be restarting some of the live vlogs as well, and live train journey vlogs. Thinking the first one of that is going to be where I live in Manchester Piccadilly to Buxton. So should be a nice picturesque vlog through the Peak District. So lots of content for you to enjoy, as well as live streams. I am impressed that they managed to do this, and they pretty much gave this away for free, essentially, this remaster. It looks like a, you know, it could easily pass for something that is being released as a new TSW route, this. In terms of the details and all the trackside clutter. I am looking forward to getting back and doing the vlogging as well. They were always fun to do. Got a few trips planned, like obviously being based in Manchester, a lot of the stuff is going to be out of Manchester Piccadilly. But Manchester Piccadilly to Buxton, potentially to Blackpool, coming up. It's all fun content, really. And it's something different as well. Another fun video idea I had was maybe doing a Manchester Metrolink video where we have 5 get all the Manchester Metrolink stations, and we pull up random. And the idea is to go to the nearest pub to each and every Manchester Metrolink station. Cause God knows where we would end up. We could end up in Rochdale, Oldham, Sale, and yeah, go to the nearest bar, have a pint, hop back on the tram. It's a little bit of a fun idea video for just shopping around in the future for some of the live content stuff. One thing I do want to do once I've done this run, as I said, this should be about an hour run here, is do go on to Tees Valley just very briefly, just to so you can see basically the difference as to what a train sim route of this era used to look like. I actually think Tees Valley is slightly newer, and Northern Transpennine might be a bit better. They're both released around the same time. Northern Transpennine, I think, was released after this. I mean, Northern Transpennine, don't get me wrong, is still one of my favourite routes, being from around here, and especially hauling over the Pennines, but it's certainly, you can tell it's old just by looking at it. Developers have got a lot better since that was released. So we got 1.5 miles to Ealing Broadway, which is going to be our first stop today. Class 66 in the freight yard, and some of the freight wagons and intermodal wagons there. I think one of the things they've done well with regards to the remaster as well is the updated timetable. As I was saying on the first run, when this was released, this was, I think, the very first British add-on, or second actually. It may be the Heritage Line at West Somerset was released first. Anyway, it was one of the first British add-ons, and there just wasn't the stock that there is today.
We are now approaching Ealing Broadway. Please mind the gap between the train
And having maybe they had the Class 66, but you know, just having the variety of traffic and the upgraded timetable gives so much life to the route. Although it's a bit glitchy there with that tube train. I'm not sure what's going on there. Get the brakes on. Some graphical issue there with regards to rendering that tube train. Right at the stop marker.
Do not try to board or leave the train.
I don't really know what the issue was with it. Well, we're stopped here at Eastling Broadway. If you're enjoying, do not forget to mention to like the stream as well. Give us a like. Just helps get more visibility on the stream, more people in. And also, if you feel that way inclined, also throw us a sub as well for all the other content we have coming up. Should be able to get going in a minute, a few seconds, and we can get the doors closed and off to our next station. Doors are locking. And off to Hayes. Let's get the brake off. Give it some throttle. And like our pal to the right of us there, we're both moving off.
The next station is Hayes. This is a Great Western Railway service to Manly.
I think once we're done with this run, we'll have a little look at Tees Valley or Northern Transpennine before the remaster. Then we'll probably hop on back onto one of the high-speed trains and do another high-speed run along the line. Maybe again going out of Paddington, as we've already done a high-speed train into London Paddington, so go the opposite direction. Make sure we're clearing the alarms off. Enjoying the spring service? Even like doing the stopping service, there's still loads of passenger stops that we just don't stop at on the route as well. Oh, that's a interesting spot. So yeah, there's loads of little intermediate stations that we don't even stop at along this route. Maybe in some of the timetable services you do, but yeah, there's a lot we just seem to bypass. I'm not the most familiar with this part of the world when it comes to trains. I'm a northern lad. So it is a little bit out of the way for myself here, but it is interesting. As I said, this is going to be another station that we're just going to be blasting through. Just coming up in the moment. We are speeding, but we do need to start bringing our speed down anyway. About a mile and a half to get down to, I'll stop here for Hayes and Yedding. Hayes and Harlington rather, not Hayes and Yedding. So you have one of the high-speed trains roaring past. Heading back where we just came from. So much life on the timetable. Ooh, and that's the emergency brake. We don't want to hit that. Pressing the controller the wrong way. Just going to gently cruise into the station. You can see the platform just ahead of us there, as to where we need to get to.
We are now approaching 8.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
So we just try and hit the edge of the platform at about 30 miles an hour. Bit of full service just to get us stopped. And stop at the yes stop marker. More or less lined up.
8. Do not try to board or leave the train when the doors are closing. This is a Great Western Railway service to Banbury. The next station is West Drayton.
So next, West Drayton. Not sure how many stops we have along the route here, but we are actually still slightly ahead. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up. So West Drayton is the next station, followed by Ivor, Langley, Slough, Maidenhead, Twyford, and then Reading. So we've got a few stops to go along the route. Got a few stops to go along the route. Try and keep us ahead of schedule. I was quite conservative with the braking there as well, and we're still miles ahead of where we should be on the timetable. Due being held because we're so far ahead. That doors on.
The next station.
Press the run button and it inadvertently opened the doors again. Right, brakes are coming off. We'll start popping in the throttle. Give us some speed. And we're moving. As I mentioned before, with regards to streaming and live streaming, as I said, it's something I'm bringing back. If you do happen to miss a stream, and obviously people do, life gets in the way, all the live streams I've done in the past, this one will be included in that, and any live stream tomorrow in the future. I do have a playlist set up for live streams, so they are all on demand on the channel. So if you did happen to miss a live stream, you can always go back and watch it. Because they should all be saved on YouTube as on-demand content. So if you're watching in the stream, enjoying it, and you need to go anywhere, so you can always find the full replay of the live stream on the channel, including me not being able to get a 377 moving. Weird issue on the East Coastway there. I'll need to look into what's happening with that, because it should just work. I'll Google it later and see what the maybe it is just a bug with the that service. It wouldn't surprise me that if it was a bug service. So this is a short stop compared to the first few. We're pretty much already here, just up under a mile to get here into West Drayton. So we'll start giving it a little bit of brake, just reducing the speed ever so slightly. then let it cruise for a moment.
We are now approaching West Drayton.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
West Drayton just ahead. Bit of full service just to get stopped so we don't miss the platform, although we are still quite quick. Gonna not overrun, but we have parked quite far down the platform.
West Drayton. Do not try to board or leave.
Surprised, actually, it took us so long to stop them.
Western Railway service to Bentley. The next station is Ivor.
Get the doors locked again and we'll get a move on. So Ivor, another, again, more of a quick stopping service. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Medway Valley with the, you know, stations about a mile, 2 miles apart.
The next station is Ivor. This is a Great Western Railway service to Bentley.
We're certainly here on the slow line. But yeah, this is such a well done route. Again, I'm very impressed that they've managed to bring the Great Western Main Line, GWR, Great Western Railway, up to this high standard and this quality. It's at the point now where it's fun to play again. You know, it's because it was a really dated looking route, and that's just the nature of it basically when it was released. But they finally made it good to play again. Having a good timetable changes so much as well. And like a modern timetable, that's a big one in terms of playability to the route. It's like when Cross City
We are now
got the
approaching
updated timetable when it got its 170 cross-country service.
Take care when stepping down from the train.
And then you had things like the Pendolino layered on, which wasn't there before. You know, just a fresh timetable can really liven up a route. Try and bring us to the stop marker. Okay, we went a little too far.
This is
That was pretty good though. We pretty much got the marker really. Slightly ahead of it.
This is a Great Western Railway service to Bentley. The next station is Langley.
We are going to get to leave right away here. As soon as the passengers have deboarded. So we're now slightly running behind. We were running ahead of schedule for most of the journey, but fallen behind a little bit. Langley, the next station stop, so again another quick turnaround.
The next station
I think after Slough it does start to open up a little bit more. That said, it's been so long, as I said, since I've run any services out here on the GWR, that I'm not 100% sure. One thing I will say is, despite all the added detail they've given the route, in terms of like trackside foliage and bringing everything up to standard, performance is really good on my system. They've done a really great job in terms of the performance. I mean, we're pretty much just smooth 60 frames per second at the moment. And you think, obviously, you think with all the added detail and updating the route and everything, it would have a hit, but no, it runs smooth. Probably not as smooth as Medway Valley. I mean, that's really well optimized. But yeah, it's decent. We are playing in 4K and streaming off the same computer as well, so we are putting a little bit of demands on the graphics card. So I'd expect to see the odd frame drop just because of that, to be fair.
Now approaching Langley.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Just because of the sheer demand and put it on the computer. One thing I do want to get is a mini computer just to video encode and video capture for live streams like this. Probably the reason I play a lot of Flight Sim as well, but I've never been able to do much content on Flight Sim or live stream Flight Sim, and that's just because I don't think my computer would handle it. Trying to run Microsoft Flight Simulator, video encode and stream off the same machine. So it's on the wish list for this year, is to get a like a mini PC, just for the sake of video capturing, and basically offload the streaming and video capture to a different machine. When we get that, we should be able to then bring over some Flight Sim content as well, and some general aviation, Flight Sim, or using the Airbus, both on stream and on video. But yeah, it's just technology wise at the moment, it's just out of reach for me with my current setup. I think a decent mini PC for doing the video encoding would be about 400 or 500 quid. There's a few things I need to buy first, so I've just done a load of redecorating, so that's obviously been a big hit in terms of costs. I've got a race in Ipswich a few months' time, what I've got a hotel for. I'm doing Ipswich Twilight 10K, so I've got to pay for the hotel for that and travel for that, so it's going to be a few months before I can even consider splashing some cash on a extra machine, but it's on the cards, so something to get towards the end of this year, once I've saved up a bit of money, is buying a mini PC and having that be the streaming PC. And I'd love to be able to do flight sim streams as well. But we'll get there. We'll get there with it. So this is Slough, where we'll be getting to next. I think after this, if I remember, it becomes a little bit further between stations again. So we do get to stretch the train's legs a little bit more. Obviously, the section we just went to, very stop-start in terms of only being a couple of minutes between station and platform. Have a little quick look outside. As I said before, it is good fun to be back streaming, and I want to thank everyone who's joined us today for watching. Again, if you're enjoying the stream, give the stream a like. But I want to thank everyone for joining us today.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
When we do finish this route and get to Reading where we terminate, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to grab a quick drink. Try and get to the end of the platform if we can. Stop markers. Oh, gonna be okay. We're slightly ahead of the stop markers again. We're not too far though. That's pretty good. That was a pretty good attempt at getting to the stop marker there.
The next station is Maidenhead.
I can't remember what it said. Oh, Maidenhead. So we got Maidenhead, Twyford and Reading. So we've only got 2 more stops after this, basically, and then we're there. I was correct, it does kind of open up a little bit in terms of the distance between stations again. Now we're through that little section.
The next station is Maidenhead. This is a Great Western Railway service to Bentley.
Once we've done this route, we'll be hopping back into a high-speed train, taking a high-speed train probably back the other way from Reading into London Paddington. One of the E's that's going past us just now. Potentially, I think there is an 802 service you can do on here. Maybe I'll jump into the 802. There are a few on the timetable. I think one's a test run. So maybe we'll do that. Or maybe perhaps he'll even do both. Do the 802, do an 802 run and a high-speed train run. Get a few more services in. The new expanded timetable does give you a lot more to do on this route as well, with regards to things layering onto it. Finally got a chance to get a little bit up to speed and really stretch the legs of the train in this little section. It's kind of nice having a bit of a longer gap between platforms. Obviously we do have this station here we're just running through on a couple of these, but it is nice just to be able to stretch the legs a little bit, get some speed up, get some momentum going. Is it a little early to have a beer? I might have a beer. No, I think I'll have a tea. It's probably a little too early to have a beer yet. So I think once we're done with this route, I'm going to take just a 5-minute break, grab a cup of tea as we get to the end. We'll have a little, as I said, a little look at one of the older train sim routes in this era, just so you can see the comparison as to what they used to look like, if you don't remember. And then we'll hop into some high-speed action and get some high-speed runs done on the line as well. Some braking, we do have to get down to 75 briefly. I think the 75 actually might be where our station stop is. So we are braking quite heavily here because I forgot that we do need to stop at Maidenhead. We should be fine though, we're coming down nicely in terms of speed. I've not just blasted through the platform. get to the stop marker. Oh, he stopped a little bit short that time as opposed to long.
Do not try to board or leave the train when the
We'll get the new set of passengers on. We've got 2 more stops left and then we're at Reading.
The next station is Twyford.
Off to Twyford. Weird name really, Twyford, isn't it? Sounds like it should be in Wales, the way it's pronounced. Twyford. So 6 miles to go to Twyford, and then our last final stop is Reading.
The next station is Twyford. This is a Great Western Railway service to Bentham.
If you do own this route, what are your thoughts on it? And what are your thoughts on the remaster if you do own the route as well? I'd love to hear any comments you have about the this remaster, or even the East Coastway remaster. I was going to run an East Coastway service, but for some reason, I don't know if it's a service I picked was bugged, but the train just wouldn't start. I don't know why. But it's fine. We've still got this this service anyway, so we don't really need to run the East Coastway. This is, to be fair, this is the better remaster out of the two. I know I've seen a lot of people say that Rivet Games remaster of East Coastway has been a little disappointing in terms of quality, so this is definitely the remaster. We should be on for a platinum medal as well. We've got over 10,000 in the points. As we slowly crawl our way up to top speed here. Clear off the AWS. While we're getting up to speed, let's take a little look outside the cab and enjoy some external shots. 165. Doing the GWR stuff makes me kind of want to do the a little bit the Riviera line as well, which I might do later on this evening. I'm not sure I'll be live streaming the Riviera line, but I might do a little bit of running on the Riviera line this evening. I know the Riviera line's old news now, so a lot of people want to see new content and what new, especially if you've not bought a route yet or are considering buying a route, you'd want to see the new content, and I get that. And the remasters are both listed in the East Coastway. Even though they're not new routes, they have the remasters are quite new. So it gives you an impression as to, you know, if you've don't own the routes, you know, what you can pretty much expect to see on them. Which is always good for the live stream, and that's one of the reasons tomorrow we're streaming Medway Valley. Because firstly, it's a good route anyway, and it definitely needs to be... it is definitely worth live streaming. Right, we're pretty much up to line speed for the first time. Just kind of hold around 85. We'll be starting to bring the speed down soon for Twyford. We're 2 miles away from that, which is our final stop before Reading. As I said, when we get to Reading, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to grab a quick drink. I think I'm going to go with the beer option, and then we'll hop into a high-speed train. And get some high-speed action going on to and do a couple of high-speed routes to see out the stream. So we got a mile to go now, so we'll really start popping the brake in. Helps if I actually put the brake on and don't go the other way.
We are now approaching Twyford.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care.
Twyford is just ahead of us, you can see it there, cruising in at 31 miles an hour. Still running early, but actually by the time we probably stop at the platform we'll be dead on time, I'm assuming. Let's bring ourselves to a stop at the stop marker. Perfect on the stop marker. So we'll get the doors open. We are, again, pretty much on time, really.
The next station is
Reading,
Reading.
next, and for this service, final station stop as far as we're taking it. You need to just wait a couple of seconds. Then we'll get the doors locked. And just 5 miles to go to get to our destination. We'll put in some power, get a move on, click off these last 5 miles.
The next station is Reading. This is a Great Western Railway service to Bentley.
So as we get to Reading, again, I just want to thank everyone who's joined us today on today's stream. Quick reminder as well, if you do enjoy the stream, do give it a like. It just helps get more eyes on it and gets it out to more people. And just helps build content as well. To be fair though, for a local stopping passenger service, it's been about an hour run. It's been quite enjoyable. This actually might be becoming one of my favourite routes, just to jump in and drive. So well done for the remaster, I guess. Well done to credit to Dovetail and the guy who developed this. Hopefully, if we do get any more remasters in the future, they're all to this standard as well, and not the standard that the Rivet Games one was, which, as I said, East Coastway is pretty poor. I mean, Brighton mainline, that'd be a good one to get remastered as well. The Brighton mainline. I just hope if they do a remaster of the Brighton mainline, it's not Rivet Games that end up getting the remaster and doing the remaster. But certainly, Brighton mainline, I know it's already one of the most popular routes anyway, in terms of the timetable. If it was given like this type of remake, this type of remaster to the quality that they've done on this route, then that'd be probably the best route in the game. I think it'll be very hard to top if Brighton got a remaster like this. AWS are warning us we need to get down to 40. We've already started getting down anyway. And then we're pretty much on approach now into Reading. So we're going to hit it up a notch in a moment, once we're done here. So I'm just going to take a couple of minutes just to grab a drink, because I've not had a drink since we've been streaming. I've been streaming for over an hour and a half. And then we will take it up a little bit of a notch, just in terms of the trains, as we hop into some high-speed stuff. Before we get there though, we've got a mile to go to get into Reading, and then we can start heading back down to London Paddington. Double yellow just ahead of us, warning us we need to stop. We're aware of this anyway because the line ends, but the next signal just at the start of the platform will be single yellow. We think you can just see it coming into view.
We are now approaching Reading.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Frames around Reading are a little bit slower, but they're still decent. Not as smooth as the 60 we were having earlier, but you know, it's decent all the way. There's a single yellow. And the next signal obviously is red. We can't go any further anyway, because as I said, it's the end of the line. Gently bring it in. we're going to stop a little further than the stop marker wants us to. We got a little bit past the stop marker, but not too bad. We'll let the passengers out, and yeah, we'll call it from there. Well, for this service anyway. We'll grab a drink and look to head back in the other direction. Get the doors locked. There we go, platinum medal, 13,000 points. The stop accuracy, the worst one was probably Reading for stop accuracy, but pretty good all the way along. Right, I'm just going to hop out, take a couple of just to get a drink, so I'll be back in a moment, and then we'll hop into a high-speed service, so do stick around and do stay with us. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that, just a quick intermission to get some refreshments. We do have a cold beer to drive our train with. I do not condone drink driving, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Let's play in one of the blue colours. Want something into London Paddington. Not Western-super-Mare, do Swansea. 1400 Swansea service. We'll play a dynamic weather. We will start the dynamic weather with rain though. Heavy clouds, light cloud, fog, clear, rain. Rain shower. Have rain showers. Just to give a bit of variety to the stream in terms of the weather conditions we're driving in. You can see the rain going. Right, let's get this train set up. Where's the master key? Neutral reverser. Right, doors unlocked. Daylight markers. Wipers on. I must have inadvertently locked the doors by pressing the button too many times, but doors should be unlocked. We are loading passengers, so soon enough we'll be ready to move. In the meantime, let's get our if I can line it up on the controller. Let's get our safety systems turned on. Just waiting for us to be given the signal to get the doors closed, and then we'll start moving. Not sure if we're going to have any intermediary stops today, or if we're just running express through into Paddington. But what we'll do is once we get to Paddington, we'll turn it around, pick another service, and come back the other way. I said there is an 802 service, an 802 run, like a test run. Obviously, the timetable mode here was set before the 802 was taking over. So, taking over a lot of the GWR services. So, I don't think it. I think that is just fully going through, but it might be fun to hop into the 802, give it a whirl. Right, doors are being locked. We are direct to London Paddington, so we'll leave the train brake off and give us some, you know, in fact, pop the reverser forward, give us some power. And there we go, we're starting moving, crawling up. You can hear the diesel engine kicking in. Got a 165 there leaving as well. On the slow lane. We'll soon be catching up that 165 and passing that service. Having a race here, he's getting ahead of us, but he won't stay ahead of us for long, as this heavy, powerful diesel engine that's pushing us along. We are limited to 40 for the moment, but soon enough we'll be given a clearance up to a line speed of 125. Up 60. Give it max throttle. Slowly catch this service ahead of us. We gave him a head start, but soon enough we'll be leaving him in our dust. You can already see us starting to gain now. And we're only at half our max speed. The thing about these older trains is it is slower to accelerate. Especially compared to the electrics. The electrics just absolutely zoom by. But his advantage is all but gone. We're starting to do the overtake. They weren't ahead of us for long before dropped in our dust. Actually a long train that as well. It's like what, an 8-6 car service. There we go, we're ahead now. Leaving him for dead. Hop back into the cab, 32 miles to go. Due into London Paddington at 2:30, just after. We'll see if the rain showers weather improves as we get closer to London, where we used to have these showery conditions all the way. One thing when I went to grab a drink from the fridge, get this nice cold beer I'm drinking. Currently I'm making a curry. Made it this morning, making it in a slow cooker. Smells absolutely divine with onions and garlics and peppers. It's like got a couple of hours left to cook. But literally that's all you can smell when I walked out the room. I had to go to the kitchen, was just the curry slowly simmering away. Cannot wait to tuck into that in a couple of hours time once we're done with the streams. Nice reward for the day's work. It's very April weather this as well, these little rain showers coming through. So we've got 100 and nearly up to line speed, 125 miles an hour. We're flying by. To be fair, it should be quite a nice easy run because I don't think we're going to end up with much to do in terms of signalling. I'm assuming we're just going to be green all the way through into Paddington. So it's quite a nice contrast compared to the service we just did where we were doing all the local stopping services, just to have a nice easy speed through. Nice pick up and play half hour service to run. As long as we don't spad anything, anyway. Though we do have some yellows on the mini-map, so maybe we will get some signals to contend with. Vigilante system, just making sure I'm still alive because we just have it popped into max throttle. Looks like there's something a block ahead of us, maybe. As you can see on the mini-map, the yellow signal keeps going out by 1 as soon as they hit green. So you might be following another service a few blocks ahead of us into London Paddington. Oh, it's just gone green ahead of us all the way, so whatever we were following, we must have switched tracks. Giving us the clear run. As I said, unless we run into like a service delay or anything though, there should be a quite straightforward little relaxing drive down into Paddington. I know this is an old route. I do wish it went on for a little bit longer. I mean, what, the whole length is like 35 miles? Really, what they need to do is they need to extend... they need to extend this out to Bristol. It's actually what I thought they'd do for Trains in World 6, to be fair, as opposed to Riviera Line. They would have done Bristol, and they would have had connecting through to Cardiff. Because of the route hopping feature, I thought they would have done Bristol, had it connect through to Cardiff, and connect through here as well, and that would have been the Great Western and the Voyager route. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy that they did the South Devon Downs and the Riviera line. It's a really, really good part of the world to do. I'm really happy they brought the Riviera line over to Trains of World. It's just originally I thought it would be, you know, more around Bristol and maybe going like to Bath or Oxford or somewhere like that. Take it over at class 66 now. For Trains in World 7, I'm kind of hoping they go back East Coast, because we have a lot of West Coast stuff, obviously content in the game. We pretty much more or less got, even though in different time periods, the West Coast mainline, or will soon be able to run the West Coast mainline from London all the way to Carlisle. If you don't mind era swapping onto the Just Train stuff as soon as Trent Valley comes out. But the East Coast is pretty, and the East Coast main line, pretty neglected, so just that one section that came out with train symbol 5, I want to say, as a core route, and that was it. So it'd be definitely nice to see some more stuff on the East Coast main line. Can turn the wiper off for now. It's a really bad place to stop it though. Is there a parked option? It's parked. it goes quicker than one of these high-speed trains this route as well. With just like that, we're only 16 miles away. It's reckoning we're 15 minutes out from London Paddington. Feels a little closer to me, but still. I mean, that would imply if we're doing like a mile a minute, which we're doing more than. Anyway, it's giving us an estimated arrival stop time of 14:31. I think we're probably going to arrive a little bit ahead. And then what we'll do is find another high-speed train, hop into another high-speed train, and take us back down to Reading. It's just a shame that the route coverage is a bit short for this. I mean, the remaster is great, and the brilliant job they've done on it, and bringing it up to the quality, improving it. It's just, it's always been a shame that they only, when they made the route originally, they only took it as far as Reading. And it's just a short route. Which I guess if you're running the local stopping service, which we're just running in the 165, yeah, that does take about an hour, so maybe it's about right, but for your high-speed express trains, you know, you are absolutely chewing through the scenery here. It goes quick at high speed. Maybe it'll be worth taking this onto the Riviera line and doing that section down to Plymouth. See how it handles it with the hills, because that's quite challenging to drive, even on the 802 with the hills. After you get past Newton Abbot. So I've not actually done any of the routes on any of the HST stuff with on the Riviera line and running through to Plymouth, but that could be quite fun. See how it handles the steep climbs and up the hills. If I revisit the Riviera line, either playing solo or on stream, I'll definitely look to try and take this out on it and just see how we do there. And just like that, we're within just over 8 miles of Paddington. Now, if we do arrive super early, it may make us wait a few minutes to end the timetable service at the time we're supposed to end the timetable service. So if we do arrive early, which it looks like we're going to, doesn't mean we'll be able to finish the timetable route off early. I'm just going to give it a little bit of initial break because you have this 100 coming up. We're already starting to slow for a final approach into Paddington. we're so far ahead anyway, or at least we seem so far ahead, it doesn't really matter if we drop a little bit of speed a bit sooner than we necessarily need to. And I think for today I'm going to do one last service once we get to Paddington, taking a one of these back the other way, and that's probably going to call it for today's stream. I've been streaming for probably nearly 3 hours now, so decent length. Chill out for the evening, have some of that delicious curry that I can smell. It's cooking away in the slow cooker. So the 100 marker is just around the corner here after this next signal. There's the signal, and here's the marker just coming up. Leaving us with just 4. The 50 we can see is probably where we really start our, final into Paddington. In terms of just slowly reducing speed to get into the terminus. That's the warning for the 50. We're already starting to slow because we started slowing just min-brake application a while back. Have another sip of the beer. Oh, you got a, was that a Southern service going over? You look like a Southern service. Can we see it? That's kind of neat, seeing that bit of track in use by Southern trains. I almost didn't see that, so we were going under the bridge. I was like, oh, there's a train up there. Don't know what line that is. As I said, I'm not too familiar with London in terms of different tracks and stuff. Sure, someone in the comments will be able to tell me what line we just went under there. Let the train know we're still alive. Just cruising here at 40 miles an hour. We can actually be 50 at this point, but we don't need to be. Just enjoy the approach into Paddington. Little bit of frame stuttering as the scenery loads in, but clear off the AWS, just a mile to go now. Should be able to start seeing it come into view. Another one of these pesky 165s that wants to race me. That 165's a bit leading. There we go, swapped over to 40. Just cruising along. The remastered version here might be up there with the absolute best routes for Train Sim World, I've got to say. Having played it now a few times and done a few runs on it. The remaster of this route is probably up there with the best add-ons you can get.
We are now approaching London Paddington.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
But the only thing I'm slightly disappointed with, and it's not anything to do with the remaster, it's just the route in general, is I've always thought that in terms of coverage length and service length, it's always been a little short. But here we are, heading into London Paddington. We're about a couple of minutes, few minutes early, 5 minutes, give or take 4 minutes ahead of schedule as well. If you like being early to your destination, do give the video a like, and do give your train driver a like. What we'll do is we'll get the doors unlocked, we'll have a quick turnaround, and then hop in another service back towards Reading. There's no such thing as delay compensation when I'm driving. I would say I should get a job for Northern Rail, but, you know, we all know that's not going to work out well. Actually, that said, I would work on the railways. If I had the chance, I probably would, maybe not as a driver, but I would certainly work on the railways. A good friend of mine works for TransPennine Express, and he enjoys it. So here we are, London Paddington, doors are open. Oh, they should be open. No, doors are open. But yeah, I probably would work on the railways if I had the chance. Whether that be for Northern Rail, TransPennine or Avanti. I don't know what I'd do for the rail companies, but I certainly wouldn't mind that as a career change. Probably too old to learn to become a driver now, being in the late 30s. It's like working at the airport. I wouldn't mind working at the airport either. It looks like the game's going to make us wait to lock the doors until 31 when the service is going to end, so we do have a couple of minutes here before we can turn the service around and get into another train. Not much to do until it lets us lock the doors and end the scenario, end the run. But yeah, ideally for career for me, it'd be working on the railways. That'd be really cool. And I do every now and then have a little look at you know, the train companies that operate here, whether it be Northern, Avanti, seeing what they're offering in terms of jobs. Or I wouldn't mind also working at Manchester Airport, because again, I think that'd be a really cool job as well. Maybe being like ground staff at Manchester Airport. the door's locked.
At this station, for the purpose of security.
Buttons being slow. The doors are locked, so I don't know why it's still saying locked doors as the objective. It might just, as I said, it may just make us wait till 31. Yeah, it just made us wait. I was confused and I was like, what's going on? Why is it making, why isn't it, get rid of that. Right, let's go to timetable. We're going to take another route out of London. This is going to be the last route we're going to stream today as well, the last run, so if you're ready for the last run, strap in, get ready. I was saying there's an 802 test service, I believe. And that's heading into Paddington. No, we don't do any of them. Out of curiosity, what 350 services have we got? Oh, Heathrow Airport. Okay. What Voyager services have we got? Oh, a couple of minutes. Reading to Reading. Oh, empty stop movements. Okay. Right, it's going to be Great Western. We'll take a 7 car, maybe. Find one middle of the day. In fact, let's find one around this time. It's 1:15. London Paddington to Swansea. It's the exact time we're at. It's 30 minutes past 5. It leaves at 30 minutes past 5. It seems fitting. We'll do this. We will randomise the weather a little bit. We're not doing mist. Heavy rainstorm. We'll do a rainstorm. Really test the driving skills in heavy rain. Again, it's fitting because we do have this big storm hitting the UK in the next few hours, so it's fitting to have it in the middle of a rainstorm. Ooh, it looks bad as well. Right, we'll get the train set up, we'll get the doors unlocked. Marker lights. Definitely want the wipers on for this. DWS. AWS. We've got safety systems on. It is absolutely atrocious outside. Very much April weather right here for this part of the world. Absolutely throwing it down. Hopefully we're not affected too badly by the weather. Dark and gloomy run. Again, I'm not sure if we're going to have any intermediary stops on this route or not, but we'll see. Counting down the seconds before we can get moving. Doors locked. We are straight through to Reading, so 35 miles. Reverse it forward. Take the brake off. Give it some throttle.
The next station is Reading. This is a Great Western Railway service to Swansea.
You can just hear the motors kick in and the diesel engine kick in as we start moving out. In this atrocious weather. Which, to be fair, is pretty accurate. Got another 165, one in a race. So we switch tracks here. As soon as we get up to speed, we'll be leaving that 165 in our dust. Tapped a bit of brake just to bring us back in the speed because we were speeding ever so slightly. Just waiting for that 50 marker to kick in. Add a bit more power down. We're currently at 40. Should be getting the 50 here though. There's the marker for it, so back of the train's past the 50, so we'll give it a bit more speed. That 165 is getting away from us a little bit. We're still speed restricted, he isn't. Feel like we are racing though. Soon enough we'll be giving clearance up to 100 and we'll really start to leave that 165, and that's we're trailing at the moment in our dust. There we go, 100 miles an hour. Let's get the max throttle. He's getting away from us, but we'll soon claw him back. Looks like we do have lightning as well, so it looks like we've got a full thunderstorm going on here. I only picked rainstorm, not thunderstorm, but still. That's what it's giving us. If anything, that 165 looks like it's getting further away rather than us closing it down, but We are nearly up to 100 miles an hour, however. Then right after that, we go up to pretty much cleared up to 125 for line speed, which I'm pretty sure we're at all the way into Reading, more or less, for the 30 odd miles. Now we're closing him down. He was starting to get away, but now he's being pulled back in, and soon enough we'll be leaving him behind. Zooming past. Another 4-car unit there. See you, mate. What he gets for challenging this beast to a race, leaving in Paddington at the same time as us. We're flying though at the moment. We're still not up to top speed either. We've still got another 25 miles or so speed to gain on our acceleration. Obviously these older diesels do take a little bit of time to get up and get their acceleration going. Again, it's one of these trains where it just, once we do get up to that speed though, and we have got the acceleration going, it just doesn't take long to click off the miles on this route. I think in total we're only looking at 35 miles from start to finish, so this train can definitely make quick work of it. Racing at 165 is what it's going to be like when Metro Rivals comes out. That weird train subway racing game that Dovetail are making. I am kind of intrigued. I am probably going to get Metro Rivals. How much I actually end up playing of it, we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely a different type of train game. It might be just a fun thing to do on a live stream one time, is one Saturday or Sunday is boot up Metro Rivals and give it a bit of a play. Which brings us back to it. As I said, if you enjoyed today's live stream, and so this is going to be the last run, but if you are enjoying today's live stream, make sure you do give the stream a like. Also do follow along as well. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow on Medway Valley. We also have lots more gameplay content on Train Sim World and reviews on Train Sim World. You can find a review on the Alan Thompson Simulations Horrible Class 90, as well as the Medway Valley line that have come out in the last week. and we're getting back into the content creation and into the flow of content creation. So when new add-ons or routes come out, most of them I'll be reviewing. I can't guarantee I'm going to do all of them, just because I do have to buy the routes out of my own pocket. I'm not sponsored, I'm not a Dovetail ambassador, I don't get anything for free. So, but it does mean that everything you hear in a video, like a review video or like in a live stream, is my own thoughts, and I can just say when something is absolute complete trash, like the Alan Thompson Class 90. So yeah, there's plenty more stuff on the channel, and soon enough as well, now we're back into the swing of content creation, back into reviews and gameplay, and live stream. We'll be adding the final pillar of real world train vlogs as well, and trips. Think of the first one I've got planned is a trip from Manchester, where I live, up to Buxton through the Peak District, so that'll be fun to get that vlogged. It's going to be a few weeks though before I can get out there and record that footage. And then they're not going to be every week, but maybe like a couple of months of different train footages and train journeys and train vlogs. That's the plan going forward. So hopefully there's a lot more that you can find and enjoy on the channel. Right now I'm enjoying this nice cold beer I've got next to me. The other live bit video I did and content I did was train spotting videos as well. We do have some of them on the channel from the local stations around Manchester. So maybe we'll bring out some more train spotting videos as well for you all to enjoy. AWS warnings. I'm not sure why we're getting an AWS warning there. The signals are green ahead of us. Didn't appear to be any speed change markers either, so I'm not sure what that warning was about. We do have a yellow signal a few blocks ahead of us though. Whether we're following another service into Reading, I'm not sure. Oh, what the fuck? I think we just killed a few people. Mass suicide event. Bloody hell, that scared me. There was just a group of people just spawned in midair right in front of me. I guess even with the remaster, there's still bugs in the route and typical train sim world bugs. Jeez. Oh well. I have no idea why they're even spawning there. There's like nothing there. I don't think we'll get out. It wasn't a platform or anything. Normally when that happens, they're jumping off a platform in front of you, but oh well. Just like that, we're halfway through our trip from Paddington to Reading though. It doesn't take long when you're at this speed. So yeah, as to remastered routes we took a look at today. This one, Great Western Express, and East Coastway. This is definitely the better of the two. I can't Manu Pro maybe being a bit unfair to East Coastway there, as for whatever reason the train wouldn't start. Do need to look into what the issue around that was, but in terms of this remaster, thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said, it was always a good route, maybe a little short, limited timetable, but the updated timetable, the updated graphics, basically they've given new life into this route, and it's certainly one that I'd now recommend going and playing. Where before, obviously 35 miles, limited timetable just because of what was available and what was running on the network when this route was released, being one of the early Trains to the World add-ons. Looking very dated, it was just very difficult to recommend anyone spending time on this as opposed to like a newer route, such as the West Coast mainline, unless you really wanted to drive some Great Western stuff. And then that itch was fulfilled anyway by the Riviera line and the Riviera line release. But now this is like Rival's most modern routes, to be fair. It's scenery looks good. Timetable's busy. Feels like you're driving on the main line. Yeah, great job. It is a shame we didn't really get to have a good look at East Coastway today. I'll try and work out what the problem was as to why I couldn't get the 377 electro start to start. It should have started. It's like it just wasn't getting power. Whether it's bugged on the timetable, I don't know. But we can certainly, if I can work out what the issue is with the 377, we can certainly go back and have a look at that. And have a look at the East Coastway, a different live stream coming up in the future. See what Rivet Games have done there. So we're about 7.5 miles away from our final stop. As we get to our final stop, I just want to say again, give everyone a big thank you for joining us today on the live stream. I appreciate you all, even if you're not posting anything in the chat, taking your time to watch what's going on. And I hope you're all enjoying yourselves and you've enjoyed what you've seen today. We are going to have to get down, it looks like, so I am going to put in some brake. Looks like we're not going to have a fully straight run. Although actually the red signal ahead has just disappeared, so... We'll see a bit, wants us to get down before we get to Reading. Some drama to end the stream, that'll be quite good. I think we're keeping pace with whatever service we're following anyway, with the way the signals are working. See what it gives us here, whether we're going to get a green signal before we get there, or are we going to get an EWS warning. It looks yellow on the see it in the distance, so it may have just changed. I think at this point I'm just kind of fine cruising at 95 miles an hour. We know there's a service in front due to the signals that we're following in. We need to get down to 95 anyway. So just try and hold the speed here for these last couple of miles or so. Oh. There is the AWS. Double yellow, so be prepared to stop is what that means. I think that was the AWS for the speed change. We're already down, so that doesn't affect us too much. A little bit of drama getting into Reading here. I think at this point though we're hitting the signals at the right time to not get anything more than a double yellow. We don't really want to be getting single yellows or reds or getting that close and to it. So if we can keep it at double yellow, that's fine. We do need to break down to 60, and this is pretty much the entry to the platform anyway. We have a single yellow just ahead where the 60 starts, or way below 60, and then somewhere in the rain is going to be Reading Station.
We are now approaching Reading.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Well, again, we're probably going to have to wait a couple of minutes here at Reading just for the timetable service to finish. Try and crawl to the end of the platform where the stop marker is. Not as early as you were into Paddington, but we are a couple of minutes early. Full break. Not spad. Don't spad. Okay. I'm a bit worried about spadding that signal then. Jeez. That'd be a... that'd certainly be a way to end it. To be fair, we've got a little bit of distance between the two. They have stopped at slightly longer of a stop marker though. Well, as we end the stream here, wait for the service to finish again, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who's joined us today. If you joined us today, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll hopefully see you in a future live stream. Tomorrow we'll be live streaming Medway Valley, and there'll be plenty more live streams to come after that, so I hope you enjoy it. Also, do be sure to check out the other train sim content we do have on the channel. We have live video, live gameplay video, we have reviews of new products. Soon enough we'll be getting the live streams coming back, as you mentioned as well, such as today, and live video vlogs of different routes around the world as well. So there's going to be plenty of train sim content and train content for you to enjoy, whether it be real world journeys, gameplay videos, vlogs, live streams, whatever it is. So I do hope I will see you again. For today though, goodbye.